if you look at the productivity software landscape, in our digital world now, you'll be surprised to find that Microsoft 365 occupies more than half of all productivity softwares that are being used globally. In fact, it occupies 47.5% of all the productivity softwares being used. And then I think Google and Adobe Pro take the rest of the market. In 2020, based on the research, the finding was that Microsoft 365 has 258 million active users monthly, not even yearly, monthly. So this should tell you how good and how relevant this software is. And you should know that, once you are getting yourself into this or integrating that into your work, you are sure to be delighted and excited about it. I would like to introduce our facilitator for this session. Her name is Stella Yawi, and she is the project officer for tech development. So Stella, please, would like you to grace us, with your presence for this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fifi. You've done most of it. Thank you. My name is Stella Yawawori, and I'll be your facilitator of the day. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you, Fifi, for that brief introduction to the topic. We encourage you to use the chat to put in your name and your organization so that we know each other. We also have our registration form in the chat box. Kindly fill that so that we can share with you the recording of this session after we are done. I'll try my best to make this session very interactive. For time's sake, we might not open our mic to ask question or response directly, but we'll be using the chat box a lot. And you also be using your hand, raise your hand for some few questions that I would like to start with. So my first question is, so when I ask the question and your answer is positive or you are part of those people, you just raise your hand, not physically though. We have the icon there that you can use to raise your hand on Zoom. So I hope you can all hear me. Okay, great. So how many of you have been using Microsoft Word? For example, you are typing, you have worked on a long report or a document, and maybe because your laptop has an issue, it goes off and you lose your work, or maybe light goes off and you are working on a desktop or a plug and play laptop and you lose your work. If you are part of those people, you can just raise your hand and then we will see. Okay, I can see Festus raising his hand. Okay. Temilola has also raised her hand. So out of 74, only 2 people. Okay, 3. Okay, coming in 4. Okay, so I can see I can see that people here have experienced that and they know how frustrating that is. So thank you very much. Okay, hands are still being raised. That's nice. So I think those of us who have raised our hand can drop it now because the next question is coming in. So how many of us here have started working on a particular document in the office, but because of one thing or the other, they had to leave their laptops, or maybe perhaps they are working on their desktop and they go home, they would like to continue the work, but because the document is on their desktop in the office, they could not continue. How many of us? Okay, I can see Jeremiah, Michael. Yeah, okay, good. Thank you for that. I can see that the message is going. People are actually getting it and they are raising their hand. Okay, good. So I think the last but one question How many of us here have been working on a particular document and needed input from colleagues? And we share the document to colleagues, and at the end of the day, we have about 4 or 5 different versions, or two or more different versions of the same document, and we have to now put in the master document, put in people's input from different documents. Okay, good. Great. Okay, thank you very much for that. It's very well noted. So how many of us are already using Microsoft 365 in our organization already on this call? Good. Okay, good. A number of us, that's great. At a point in this session, I want 1 or 2 people to tell us how they are using Microsoft 365 in the organization. Who will be willing to do that, so that at least I take their name now, so that when we get to that part, I can just call them. Okay, Harrison, are you willing to do that? Okay, Harrison Udum. Forgive me if I pronounce wrongly your name. Who else? I think, okay, Harrison, it's fine. If somebody else wants to do that, the person can let me know. Okay, thank you very much. Let's start this session. So we'll start by looking at the agenda so that we know what we are to do today. So we'll be looking at the overview of Microsoft 365. We'll look at what Microsoft 365 is. We'll look at the benefits of Microsoft 365 for nonprofit organizations or civil society organizations. We'll look at the features and capabilities of Microsoft 365. And we'll also look at case study. We will use, I'll use my own organization as an example, and we'll have Harrison also tell us how they are using Microsoft in their organization. Then we'll have tips for successful implementation. So if in case after this session, you want to implement Microsoft 365 in your organization, you know how to go about it. Then we'll have a session, a Q&A session. But this doesn't mean that when the conversation is going on and you have anything to say, you can't say. You can use the chat box, ask your question as the presentation is going on, and we'll take it after that. So let's look at what Microsoft 365 is. So Microsoft 365 is a cloud-based productivity suite offered by Microsoft, which comprise various applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, alongside collaboration tools, cloud storage, and security features. So it allows users to create, edit, share documents, communicate, and collaborate with other team members. It also comes with security, some security features. So basically, if you are asked, so with all the things I have said, if you are asked in simple terms what Microsoft 365 is, you can just say that Microsoft 365 is the office, the traditional office productivity tools that you know, that those are Word, Excel, PowerPoint. But this time around, these tools are in the cloud or are online. So you can just say it like that. You can look at it like that, and it makes it easier for you. So let's look at some benefits or benefits for Microsoft 365 for non-profit organization or civil society organization. Why should we use Microsoft 365? So the first one is enhanced productivity and collaboration. So when we talk about this, it refers to the improved efficiency and effectiveness in completing tasks and working together as a team. Then we talk about secure cloud storage and access to files from anywhere. So this refers to the ability to store data securely in the cloud and access those files from any location using an internet connected device. And the key point here is the internet device. You need internet to access the file wherever you are. So we are talking next is improved communication and teamwork. So this refers to the ability or the ability of individual and team to collaborate, interact, and communicate effectively within an organization. So we're also talking about cost-effective solution. So this is an approach or system that provides value for money and optimizes resources while meeting the desired objectives. So we are all non-profit organizations, and we know that when the thing is cost-effective, it's good for us, because looking for funding here then is not easy. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. So the last one will be scalability and flexibility. So in this context, in the context of technology, when we talk about, I'm sure we all know scalability, we work on projects, but in technology, when we talk about scalability and flexibility, it refers to the ability of a system or solution to adapt and accommodate changing needs and requirements. So this will have to do with changes around your organization. So now the next thing we are going to do is to look at the features and functionalities of these points that we have listed as the benefits of Microsoft 365. So the first one, so when we talk about enhanced productivity and collaboration, what are the features and functionalities that makes this So we'll talk about seamless collaboration. So we have real-time co-authoring, commenting, and sharing capabilities for effective teamwork and document collaboration. So I asked the question, who here have, at the end of the day, 4 or 5 different versions on a document they needed input for, and people raise their hands? So with Office 365, you don't have that issue. On one document, all team members could work in it. So we also have anytime, anywhere access. So for the cloud storage, so when we talk about cloud, what is cloud? I'm sure we all know cloud in its normal state. So it's seen in the sky. So when we talk about saving your document in the cloud, basically means that you are not saving it on your physical device. So it's in the air somewhere where you can access it with the help of internet connection. So wherever you are, you can access your files or documents. So cloud storage and synchronization enable remote access to files from any device with an internet connection. So the key point here is internet connection. So we are going to talk about communication tools. It's integrated tools like Microsoft Teams that facilitate virtual meetings, chat, and audio videos call for instant communication. So when you are in the office and you need to talk to your colleague in the other office, you don't necessarily need to use the office phone to talk. You can just go to your Teams and then send a call there and have the conversation with your colleagues. It makes it very easy. So we also have tasks and project management. So applications like Microsoft Planner and Microsoft Project aid in organizing and managing tasks and projects. So you don't necessarily need to get another project management application or software to manage your project. You could use Planner. Planner is directly integrated in Microsoft 365 to manage your projects. The next one under enhanced productivity and collaboration is enhanced document creation and editing. So there are powerful features and templates in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint that streamline document creation and editing. So there are already templates, good templates that are already in this app that you could use to create your document. That makes it easy for you. So there's integration and automation. So there's seamless integration with other Microsoft services and a third-party application. So you could integrate other applications in your Microsoft 365. So for example, I spoke about Teams. So you could integrate other third application on Teams or Planner. So the last one here is enhanced security and compliance. So there's robust security measures, data encryption, and compliance features that ensures collaboration and protection of sensitive data. So we are not-profit organizations, we are civil society organization in general, and we deal with sensitive data, and we need this data to be protected. And Microsoft 365 assure you this protection. So the next one under the benefits is secure cloud storage and access to file from anywhere. Then we have cloud storage. I spoke about cloud storage. When it's talk about cloud, I gave you an idea of it. So cloud storage, Microsoft 365 provides secure cloud-based storage called OneDrive. It eliminates the need for physical storage device and reduce the risk of data loss. So you might lose your data if you store your data on your device. So when your device gets damaged, your data is damaged with it. So you hear somebody say, my laptop is stolen. It's not the pain. My pain is not that the laptop is stolen. It's because of the data, the information I have on the laptop. So with Microsoft 365, you have the cloud, and it minimizes the chances of you losing your data. So we have the next one, data encryption. So there's a robust encryption techniques that ensure the security and confidentiality of data stored in the cloud. So I hear many people say that it's risky to save your data in the cloud. We don't even know where it is. It's somewhere. We are in Africa. There are a lot of things around it, but be assured that there are security measures to secure, put in place to secure your data store in the cloud. Then we have the multi-factor authentication. So there are additional layers of protection with multi-factor authentication, such as password and verification codes that prevent unauthorized access. So when you activate the multi-factor authentication on your machine, anybody that is trying to log into your account needs your permission or a code from you to be able to do so. So if you activate this, it will be very, very hard for a hacker or any unauthorized person to log into your account. Then there is access control. So users can control access to their file and give specific permission. So I mentioned that with Microsoft 365, you could share or give access to your documents to your colleagues. So by doing so, you can limit what they will do. You can say that I want my colleague X to only view the document, to read through without making any input. You can tell somebody that I want you to make input, but I don't want you to delete or anything. So you can give access. So it helps you to access those controls. There's also mobile and web access. So access files and data from any device with an internet connection. Again, internet connection is here, enabling remote work and collaboration. So you can access your file anywhere on your mobile, right? So when I talk about mobile, I'm talking about smartphones, smart devices. So your tablet, your phone, you can do that. So you might be away and your colleague might need help with anything. Once you log into your account, you can have access to that document and make inputs. So there's offline access. So you can sync files to local device for offline access with changes syncing back automatically whilst you are connected to the internet or when you come online. So I asked from the beginning of this webinar to know how many of us can have lost access to their documents because there is a power outage or they have issue with their machine, and we raise our hands. So with Microsoft 365, when you are working on a document and there is no internet connection or there's power outage, you can be saving directly on your machine. Once you have access to the internet, it synchronizes automatically. So this again minimizes your chances of losing data. So there's version history and recovery. So I mentioned that this time you don't need to have a lot of documents with different input from colleagues where you have to now merge in one particular document. But you ask me then, if people are making input on one document, how then do I find the old document. If there is something on the document I don't want, how will I know? So there is version history and recovery. So Microsoft has made room for you to go back to an older version of the document. So you might be working on a document, let's say you started working on the document in January and you continuously making inputs, and right now we are in May. But at a point you want to see what you had in January, you can actually backtrack to the version in January. And if you want, you can recover that and that version in January, and you can still have the access to the version that we have currently now in May. So we are moving on to improve communication and teamwork. So we are going to look at the different features and functionalities under these benefits. So the first one is email and calendar. So Microsoft 365 Outlook offers a robust email system and integrated calendar for efficient communication and scheduling. The next one is instant messaging and online meetings. So I already spoken about Microsoft Teams. Is coming again under this benefit. So Microsoft Teams enables real-time messaging, video conferencing, and virtual meetings, promoting seamless communication and collaboration. The next one is document collaboration. I've spoken about that again and again. You can use your Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and you give access. Everybody in the organization who has access to the document can make inputs in real time. So file sharing and co-authoring. So you have secure file sharing and co-authoring capabilities, enabling efficient collaboration and streamlined workflows. So the next one will be team site and intranet. So there is this application called SharePoint. SharePoint creates centralized platform for sharing information, collaboration on projects, and accessing organizational resources, enhancing communication and knowledge sharing. So basically, SharePoint can be used as internal website of the organization. So this one is not external, it's only internal, but it can be as like a website. You can send information there, you can send communicate there. So you can also, assuming you have policies in your organization that everyone in the organization supposed to have access to. So you can just create a group and put all those policies there. Anybody that comes in the organization, either old staff or new staff, will have access and go and read those policies. You can have assuming you are working on a project, you can create a folder and dump all the project documents in there so that it's accessible to anybody that works on that project. Then we have mobile apps. So Microsoft 365 mobile apps keeps users connected and enable collaboration on the go, ensuring continuous communication and teamwork regardless your location. So I'm sure wherever you go, you have your mobile phone with you, you can access anything, and it doesn't, once you have internet connection, you are good to go. So we are moving to the next one, that the next benefit that I'm sure we all like, which has to do with cost-effective solution. Just because we are civil society organizations, we are non-profit, and most time funding is our issue. So the features and functionalities under these, we have subscription model. So Microsoft 365 operates on a subscription-based pricing model that provides organizations with predictable and manageable monthly or annual fees. So this basically is like, assuming you are in a rented house or room and you pay yearly, you know that you have paid, and the next year you have to pay. So you know how much it's based on monthly. So you can be putting money. So as you are working, you know you make room for those money. And so it makes it easy for you when the time comes for you to renew, you renew automatically. So the next thing is cloud-based infrastructure. So Microsoft 365 utilizes cloud technology, eliminating the need for organizations to invest in their own infrastructure, reducing hardware and maintenance costs. So for those of us using Microsoft 365, you could understand, because I'm sure before you get there, you were using some method of storing data, managing your hardware and all that. So, but with Microsoft 365, you don't need to get any hard drive, any local storage to store your data. So you can store everything in the cloud, because there's cloud Microsoft 365 is a cloud-based, has a cloud-based infrastructure. So we have scalability and flexibility on its own as one of the benefits, but we also have scalability and flexibility and the cost-saving effective solution as a benefit. So here, organizations can easily scale their Microsoft 365 subscription based on their needs, allowing for cost adjustment and align expenses with their actual usage. So assuming in your organization, you have 10 staff at the moment, but you know that by August this year, you add like 10 more. So you don't need to purchase all licenses. So you have 15, you know that you have 10 the next in the nearest future. So you don't need to buy for all 25 today. So you can pay for all 15, and when the 10 join, you can just add more licenses. So it makes it cost effective. Or another example could be that you currently have 25 staff in your organization, and you know that in the next, maybe those 15 are working on a specific project, and you know that in the next 3 to 6 months, those 10 will go. So once they go, you can just ask for the license. So you don't need to continuously paying for those licenses that are not being used. So it's very, very cost effective. So there is software updates and maintenance. Sorry. So Microsoft manages software updates and maintenance tasks, eliminating the need for you, an organization, to allocate resources and time for manual updates. So I remember there was this training we were having, and we were working on Excel. Yeah, Excel. And I think that morning there was a new formula was updated in Excel. That was the announcement went out in the morning, and the training was around 10 a.m. And funny enough, all of us who were using Microsoft 365 had that update. And it was very, very timely because it makes the formula easy. So those of us who were using Office 365, it was very easier for us to grab the formula because it was enhanced. So that's how easy it is. You don't need to do any manual anything. Once it's out automatically, it picks up the updates. So the last one and the cost effective is streamline work processes. So there's integration of productivity tools and services within Microsoft 365 that reduce inefficiency and save time and effort. So you can integrate the tools. The tools are already integrated, so it makes it easier for you, and it reduces IT management. So most of us, or most non-profit organizations, don't really have funds to hire or employ IT officers or IT managers. So Microsoft 365 makes it easier for you. So by leveraging on Microsoft Cloud infrastructures, organizations can reduce their IT management responsibilities and associated costs, including saving money for maintenance, and Cloud do the data backup for you automatically. So for this, we will say that overall 365 offers a cost-effective solution by providing predictable pricing, leveraging cloud technology, streamline work processes, and reducing IT management fee. So the last element under the benefit is scalability and flexibility. So these features include user scalability. So Microsoft 365 allows organizations to easily add and remove users, scaling out the number of licenses as needed to avoid unnecessary costs. I've already spoken about that. We have resource allocation. So there's flexibility in allocating access and permission based on user roles and responsibility, ensure efficient resource management and task performance. So we have application and service integration. So Microsoft 365 integrates various applications and services, enabling customization and seamless collaboration with third-party tools. I've already mentioned that as well. So we have storage capacity, so you can increase your storage capacity as the need arises. We have licensing options. So we have different Microsoft 365 give you access to different licenses option based on your needs and of course your budget. So we are going to look at a summary of features and capabilities of Microsoft 365 itself. So we have office applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. We've already spoken about that again and again. We have OneDrive for business. So it's the cloud storage and file sharing. We have SharePoint, which I mentioned is like the internal website of the organization. So it has its document management and collaboration platform. We have Teams, which is communication and collaboration hub. We have Planner, which manages tasks, projects. We have Power Automate Workflow, which is a workflow tool provided by Microsoft. This is very this allows users to create and automate workflows across different applications and services without the need for coding. So you have to use this to understand what I mean. It's very helpful, but you don't need to be somebody who know how to code before you use it. I remember after I joined my organization, we noticed that when you want to apply for leave, for example, it's manual. We have to send email and all that. But with the help of Power Automate Power App, we were able to automate that. So you just go to your Power App, you request for the form, you request for your leave, it goes to the HR approves, it goes to the executive director. So it becomes easy just because we have Office 365 to do that. So you can also do that. We have Power BI. So Power BI is a very powerful data visualization and analytics tool developed by Microsoft. So it allows users to connect, to transform and visualize their data from various sources in a unified and interactive dashboard. Power BI is very, very powerful. It's a powerful tool. It helps you to create dashboard for your team members where you can be checking the progress of your work or anything that you want. So we are going to look at a case study. So I'll talk about my organization, West Africa Society Institute, and Harrison will share his also case with us. So so the West Africa Society Institute, as you all know, is a capacity building organization and is based in Ghana. So even though it's based in Ghana, we work with all West African countries, including 3 other countries, Cameroon, Chad, and Mauritania. So WAXI has implemented Microsoft 365 to enhance their internal collaboration and streamline our work processes. So we utilize Microsoft Teams, for instance, messaging, virtual meetings, and document collaboration, which enable us to communicate effectively and work together regardless wherever we are. So for example, we use Microsoft Teams for our staff meeting every Monday morning. We thanks to Office 365 as well, we have implemented a hybrid working system where we do 1 week in the house and 1 week in the office. So while some team members are working in the office, some are working from home, but there's no barrier to our communication or engagement because we have Office 365 to help us with that. Some of us are not even working in Ghana, but there is no limit to what we can do or how we can connect with our team members. So with Microsoft 365 cloud storage and synchronization capabilities, we can access important files and documents from any device with an internet connection. It facilitates remote work and increase our productivity. So additionally, WAXI benefits from the enhanced security features of Microsoft 365, ensuring the protection of sensitive data and maintaining compliance with data privacy regulations. So that's how Microsoft 365 helps us. I mean, I haven't said everything here, but that's most of it. So I'll give the floor to Harrison. If Harrison is there, I give the floor to him to share briefly 3 minutes maximum to share how they are using Microsoft 365 in the organization. Harrison, if you are there, please.
Hello, are you there?
Yes,
Good day,
please,
everybody.
Harrison. Go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I dropped a message on the chat box.
Okay.
My hand was still up after I had answered them for those who have
Oh,
one way or the other. Sorry.
okay, no problem. Harrison, thank you. Anybody else using Microsoft 365 in the organization and want to share briefly how that is helping them? It's not a must though, but if you are, please feel free to come in and share your experience. Otherwise, we can also move on, but just want to hear from somebody else. Yes, I can see 2 hands. Yes, send Ghana. Okay, there's no name, but please feel free and share your experience with us.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Arthur Elliott. I work with Send Ghana as the IT officer. Send Ghana is a non-governmental organization. Basically, we are into research and advocacy. So over the past 2 years, we've made use of this Office 365 suite or system, also supported by TechSoup platform or the WAXI office in Ghana. Yes, so Office 365 has very transformed and helped our organization. We've moved from the era of where we found it very difficult to collaborate among our staff. We have offices in several parts of Ghana, and one main feature we've really made use for and it's been very effective in our organization is the SharePoint aspect of it, where we can have several staff working on a particular file. And that solves one major issue we had here in terms of version of files when we are working on documents. Every now and then staff have to look around for most recent versions or old versions of the same file they are worked on and things like that. So with the Office 365 now, we can all collaborate, work on one file, make import, and at the end of the day, it saves a lot of time for us. Another feature that we've already made use of is that of the security feature of it, and then the aspect that we can always have access to all our documents every time we move. Our staff are such that they move from one place to the other, and even if you don't take even our staff don't take their PC along with them or their phones along with them, they can still work whatsoever they are. In fact, there are so many features that have already helped us improve on our work in the office. Time is limited, but those are the two I can really point finger to for now.
Thank you so much, Elliot.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, Elliot from Send Ghana. That's very, very good. Usman Abdel Rahman, do you want to share your experience with us? If yes, please. Go ahead. You have 2 to 3 minutes to do that. Please.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, my name is Usman Abdul Rahman. I work for Ghana Development Committees Association, GDCA, based in Tamale in Ghana. We've been using my Office since 2020, just a little at 2 years now. Yeah, and we've actually had a lot of benefit. I just want to mention one, and that's about the OneDrive, which has been so helpful. I mean, I just, I mean, you lose your PC or your PC crashes, and that used to be a very, I mean, big headache. Now you replace your PC and you just need to log in with your username and password, and you have everything. I mean, it is so convenient. And so I think that's one of the benefits. I said one, but maybe another thing is just that now we are able to use our organizational emails. We used to have a place where everybody comes to a Gmail or Hotmail or whatever, you know. So we're able to export all our mails, and then we created organizational emails with the help of Worksy, of course, to actually migrate and bring our emails, I mean, to those organizational domain, and then we are very happy about that right now. So these are just the two things I'd like to mention. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Osman. That's very good. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. So I can see that the hands are increasing. So we just take the 3 that are currently here, and then we move on. So Omolola, please, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I work with Leadership Initiative for Youth Empowerment in Nigeria, and we just launched Microsoft Teams on Monday. We just started using it officially. So it's been a great experience using it. Safety of files, just like you mentioned, and especially the fact that it's more professional. Before we used to use like WhatsApp to share information and all of those things, and it wasn't safe. It could get overwhelming using WhatsApp for work, and you have personal stuff. I'd also like to mention that I noticed that in the Microsoft Teams, you cannot make a voice note. I mean, except you have like the video. Probably you speak to that later. Like you just want to drop a short voice note on Microsoft. I'm checking my screen now and I cannot see any icon that shows, except you have to have your video on. It only shows record a video clip. There's nothing like a voice clip or something like that. But so far it's been good. I like that you get focus, like you know that you have Microsoft Teams, you can easily share files, and so far I'm looking forward to utilizing it better as the weeks runs out. So yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you, Omolola. Today we are not diving into the specific function of the applications, like I think how we can use them, but my colleague would drop our WhatsApp line in the chat. Actually, what you mentioned is there. You can send a voice note on Microsoft Teams. It's very much possible. So my colleague will share our WhatsApp line there, and you can reach out and we'll assist you on how to do that. Thank you, Omolola. Yes, Samuel Gariba, please go ahead and share your experience with us.
Okay, thank you very much. So we, by virtue of Worksy, we have the non-profit package. And I must say it's been one of the best experience we've had, because we have working groups in our organization. So we have one for health, we have one for governance, one for gender. And when we issue the license to the gender group, each group has up to, I think each license has up to 5 computers. So we give the license to the group, and in the group, and each group has up to 5 members. So they have the license, and each of them logs in. Now with that, anytime they are working on a file, it's just like they are that connected. So when one person starts some work and they have to move to another thing, another person can easily continue from there, because when they log in with the same details, whatever work you do on one laptop appears on the other. So it's just that easy for them to work on a project or to write a concept note or anything like that. So for me, this is one of the most outstanding things we are doing with our group. And the online storage too, whenever for instance, we are working on a concept note and you get some resources like research documents and the rest, you drop it in the OneDrive, all the others in that group gets the same document. And so if they have to make any reference to it, it becomes that easy. So that is our experience so far. And then we also have the official email. And the fact that the email is sitting on the Microsoft server, when you write that email, it gives that credibility to the organization that yes, you are not joking, or let me say yes. So we give that credibility to the organization to people who don't know the organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel. And the last person is Aisha. Please, the floor is yours.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. This is Aisha from Sahel. Our experience is quite a little bit different from what has been said. We've been supported by WAXI also to have the Microsoft 360. But for us in our organization, it's underutilized, I can say. The organization is just a young, small, growing organization. So what we did was we were able to to establish our emails, but then to synchronize our works like that, to make it somehow that stuff like that, it's what we were not able to do. And then like we've called some professionals like one to come assist and try how we can use have maximum use of it, but up till now we're not able to do that. So this is too bad for us, but we're still looking at how we put it to the best and the utilization for the organization.
Okay, thank you, Aisha. Sorry to hear that. So once again, my colleague will put the number in the chat box, and you can contact us. We will be happy because you are part of this webinar. I think the team will be happy to assist you and your colleagues to make most of Microsoft 365 because it will actually help you and your organization. This hand, thank you. Aisha. Leons, your hand was, I can see new hands. I'm sorry, we have to continue, but there will be time for question and answer. Because of time, let's just move on. Or yeah, okay, let me just give you guys the opportunity. There's two hands that are up, and please be very, very, very brief. Leons, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Stella. Thank you very much. Mine is to point out here my interest in acquiring this technology. I am the executive secretary of the African Tobacco Control Alliance. We are a civil society Pan-African organization headquartered in Togo, Lomé. We cover 39 countries in Africa, and we work to promote health, public health. So just if you have any request to direct us to acquire this, provide your support, will be very fine.
We'll definitely get there. Thank you so much, Leons. Thank you. We'll get there. Thank you for your interest. So I'll give the floor to Denise, and we will continue. Denise, go ahead.
All right, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so thank you so much for this gathering. It is good. But I'm from the non-user position. Okay. So yeah, I've heard all of the success stories of the other colleagues in here. And so how can we have such an opportunity to have wherein I can connect my staff to Office 360. I've already been seeing it, but I've not had the interest in working with it, to be honest. But with this platform and from just the 45-minute explanation about it, I think it will be good that we adjust our organization using Office 365.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
thank you very much, Dennis. Okay. So I think I'll continue with the presentation, and we'll get there. I'm sure I can see that your appetite is wet, but we'll get there. Thank you very much. So let's move to the tips for successful implementation. What are the tips? So let's first of all look at to plan ahead. So I can see we are all saying that, okay, after listening to you, we are interested of getting the Office 365. But what are the things? So there are things that you have to do. You can't just get up and just get the thing. So you have to plan ahead and define your organization's need. So what is your organization need? What do you need at this moment? Why do you want to acquire Microsoft 365? What is the challenges you are going through that you want to kind of bring solutions to? You have to look at all that, and then planning is very important. Then you consider the data security and compliance requirements in your country, in your organization. Then you provide training and support to staff. So it's very important to, first of all, inform staff about your decision of moving to something else, which is Office 365. They have to be aware, because what is an organization? The organization is made up of the staff, the people working for you. So if you get the product, but they don't even know the essence of it, we will go like Hamza, people will not use it, right? So people have to understand the importance of it. Then you provide training for them. So because even if they want to, they have heard all the beautiful things I've said, and they are very happy, they want to use it. If they don't know how to use it, in fact, they can't use it. So you have to train them and you have to support them. So no matter the training you have given them, if some of the staff are still finding it difficult, you don't make them feel like they are behind. I mean, you have to pull everybody along. So show them empathy and show them support. Yes, it's not difficult to use this application, but we are not equal. Some need more further training to be able to use. So you have to provide that support and training. Then you have to encourage adoption and collaboration. Yes, even here at Waxy, it was very difficult. The solution was deployed, but people were not using it. So we have to get some champions in the organization that time to time they go into offices to see, okay, why are you not using, are you using it, what have you used today, which application? And even during our staff meeting, after staff meeting, we ask colleagues to stay behind. We use 5 minutes to go through some few tips that they can use. So we say the tips for the week, then we at the end of the week or the month, we award the person that uses it the most. So you have to encourage people to adopt, and then you have to encourage collaboration. So at a point in my organization, when you need somebody and you send WhatsApp message to the person will not mind you, because the person expects you to use Microsoft Teams, you know. So those are the little things that you could do to encourage people to use. Then you monitor and evaluate the impact that it is bringing, right? So you have to see, okay, where were we? Where have we gone into after we started using this solution? Do we need something more to it? Do we need to upgrade it? You know, you have to be doing those you have to be monitoring and then evaluating the impact as well. Is it pulling us back? Even though we heard that it's supposed to help us, is it actually helping us and all that? So we have heard all these beautiful things, and you are wondering, how can we get it? There are different ways to get Microsoft 365. In fact, many people are offering the solution. But as a non-profit organization, do you have the necessary resources to get this from the market? So you ask them, how can non-profit organization get this? So as a non-profit organization, you heard those, unfortunately, is it unfortunately or unfortunately, all the people that gave us their testimony are people that got it from TechSoup, Waxy. So I'm happy that they've all gotten it from us. But again, you can get it from wherever you want. But if you want to get it as a non-profit, you get it from Waxy, because Waxy, with the help of TechSoup, gives this to us at a non-profit price. So to get this, you have to fill the Microsoft 365 request form. My colleague will be putting that in the chat box, and you fill the form. And when you fill the form, we will get in touch with you. But please, you have to be patient with us, because we are dealing with a huge number of organizations. So you don't fill the form today and expect for us to get in touch with you tomorrow or the day after. I mean, there are a lot of requests coming in, and we are also non-profit organizations. We don't have like, this is not like profit making or private sector where there are a lot of people working on it. We are also non-profit, and we also have limited staff. So when you fill the form, we'll definitely get in touch. So once you fill the form, be patient and we'll get in touch. But in case your request is urgent, you can still reach out to us via the number that my colleague is still providing in the chat box, and then we will make sure that we are sent to you. Then once you fill the form, go ahead and register your organization on the Microsoft Nonprofit portal, which is available at nonprofit.microsoft.com. My colleague will still post that in the chat box. So you have to be eligible to receive these orders. So even if you are a nonprofit organization, you might not have your papers, maybe your legal registration documents up to date to be able to receive this. So once you do the registration on the Microsoft Nonprofit portal, the team will review your registration. And once you are eligible and we get in touch with you, we can provide this solution to you. And there's a note here. So there are organizations who are already using Microsoft 365, but they are using it commercially, right? So it means that they will be paying more whilst using this. So if you think that, okay, Microsoft 365 is helping you, but you don't have much fun because you are using it on the commercial rate, you can convert the nonprofit. You can convert the commercial tenant to a nonprofit tenant so that the discount, you have a high discount. So I'm moving on to the discount pricing model so that you can see the difference between getting how much you can save when you are getting the Microsoft 365 on TechSoup rather than the market. So this is our discount pricing model. So for example, the Microsoft 365 Business Basic on the market, it's $6 per user per month. But when you come to TechSoup, we give it to you at $1 per user per month. So on a user, you are saving $5 a month, right? So 10 months, you are saving $50 for 10 months for a user. For example, when you want business standard on the market, it is $12 per user per month. But on TechSoup, we give it to you at $3 per user per month, and you are saving $9 per user per month. So that's what you are saving if you come through TechSoup to get Microsoft 365. Then Business Premium. Business Premium on the market is $22 per user per month, but TechSoup offers that to you at $5.5 per user per month. And there's another mind-blowing thing that I'm going to say, that when you want the Microsoft 365 Business Premium, you get the 10 first licenses at $1 per user per month. So that's how it is. And we also have other value-added services that we offer. So you hear many people talking about the fact that they have professional email addresses, they have organizational email addresses, which gives some kind of credibility when they are sending emails around. So what makes that possible is what we call domain name redirection. So after getting the Microsoft 365 service or package, you do what we call a domain name redirection, which is a one-off service that we provide, or it's also a one-off payment. And we do that at $34 for non-profit organization. This is, again, a non-profit price. So we have also Office 365 complete setup package. So I spoke about the fact that you need to train your staff on how to use the service. So this package allows us to do the domain name redirection for you, and we give you two main trainings. We give you the admin orientation, which is targeted towards 1 or 2 people in the organization who will be managing the admin interface of Office 365. Then after that orientation, we do what we call the end user training. So the end user training is targeted towards the people who will be, all the staff who will be using the service. So these are online training that we do. And my colleague also shared a link to these services for you to have a further information on it. So as I mentioned, you can also decide, we have tailor-made as well. You can approach us, let us know that you want these services. We can come to your office and then and give this training to you physically again if you want. And that we will discuss it and see how best we could do that if you want. Then there's email migration. I think an organization mentioned that we migrated that from them. So you can, in case you are using maybe Yahoo or any email that is not professional email, and you want to move to 365, but you don't want to lose access to the emails that you have already received, we can do email migration for you. It's also a service that we offer at a non-profit price. So those are the value-added services that we have that we can add to it. So at this point, I'm going to give the baton to my moderator, because we are at the end of our presentation, and there's question. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them, raise your hand, put them in the chat, and the moderator will do well to coordinate this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Stella. That was an amazing presentation on the Microsoft 365. And I was also happy that a lot of people had used it, and they gave testimonies of how effective and efficient that's helped their teams. So I'm going to take a few questions. I can already see some questions in the group already. So I will take the first one that I came across, and this is from Festus Longmate. How much does the training cost for the organization staff physically? So Stella, can you
yes.
please?
Okay, if I hear the question, because I'm sharing my screen, I can't read the chat.
Okay, let me read it to you.
If I hear the question, you said how much that the organization does the training cost if it's physical?
Yes, physical.
Okay. Okay, so we don't really have a standard package for the physical. So normally when you want the physical, you get in contact, in touch with us, then we look at what you want, because that's tailor-made. So we look at what you want, then we try to get a package that will fit that particular need, because we don't have a standard package for physical training. What we have is the online one that I mentioned, which is the complete setup package, and that is a one-off payment. It's also $300. Yes, thank you very much. Any other question?
All right, so I am Festus. I hope she has answered your question. You can respond in the chat, and then we'll take it. Yes, okay. So Festus says, thanks for the response. So I guess Festus' response has been answered. So another one from, sorry if I mispronounce the name, but I'll try my best. Amiaka in Kampu. I contacted TechSoup service for a website consultation a couple of days ago, but I'm yet to receive an email or any form of follow-up. What do you recommend?
Yes. Again, thank you. As I mentioned, when you fill those forms, those rules, you are in a queue, basically, if I can say. So we'll definitely get to you. Your turn will definitely come. But if you feel it's so urgent, you can reach out to the number my colleague has put in the chat, and you attend to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Stella. I think the next question is from James Gibba, and he is asking, for a government, how much would it cost for a user? So I'm guessing he's trying to ask for a government institution if they can apply and if they're eligible, how much it will cost.
Okay, unfortunately, TechSoup West Africa, WAXI, only works with non-profit organizations. Our mission is to help non-profit organizations use technology to maximize their mission without spending too much. So as a non-profit, as a government institution, you have to get it on the market, and those are the market price that I have earlier projected. So you have to get it from the market. Sorry.
All right. Thank you very much, Stella. So this is a long, I think this might be the last but one question that we are going to take. It's quite long, and it's from Amiaka in Kempu again. And he's saying, I might have to take some time to read this. Also, he's saying that he has
I think we can give her, if possible, we can give him the floor to just, speak it out so that you can represent what he is.
I think that would be helpful. So Amiaka, if you can hear us, please, the floor is open for you to ask your second question again. So Stella can assist you with your needs. Amiaka.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm sorry I'm in a public transport, but I would like to ask my question live. Thank you for the opportunity. I was asking about how you make IT services, the free IT services, accessible to organizations. Because a few years back, I applied for one of the software that you offer for free for organizations. And I run an organization from Cameroon, and we are registered as an association, and we have this documentation. But TechSoup required a lot of extensive documents, which were not feasible for an organization like mine. Not just about reports, those we could provide, but I think there were more complex documents that I haven't even heard of. And at the end, I abandoned the process of applying for the software. So this was a few years ago. I'm asking, how is TechSoup through WACC making products and services that are free more accessible to grassroots organizations that really need them by simplifying the process?
Okay, thank you very much, Amiaka. We are 7 nonprofit organizations, that's true, but we need this documentation because we have cases where people that are not nonprofits are also coming in, and it will be difficult if we don't have this rigorous step to follow. So one of the important documents we ask is your certificate of incorporation, showing that you are operating in your country. So Ghana, for example, what we ask for is your registration with the Registrar General, or your proof, your certificate of recognition that shows that you are a non-profit organization. For Nigeria, we ask for their certificate of incorporation from the CAC that shows that they are limited by guarantee or by Board of Trustees. So Cameroon as well, your certificate of that is issued to you by the trusted or the required institution. So to your question, yes, it's true that there are organic groups there that are not registered formally to operate, but they are doing good work. Unfortunately, there is no way for us to prove that these are non-profit if we don't have those documents. It's a challenge, we understand, but it's difficult for us as well because there are other groups there that are non-profit. So if we make it very loose, this donation will go to the wrong target. So you just have to bear with us for now because those are the procedures that we follow. I hope that's helpful.
Amiaka, I hope if you can respond in the group for us, if your question has been answered. So I think that's the last question from Nicodemus Duru, and he's saying that his organization is waiting for its validation from WACC for a long time now. How much longer do they have to wait? And I think earlier on, Stella mentioned that, they have to screen several organizations. Basically the whole West Africa, actually. So it takes time. But I think I'll let her also address this herself. But we apologize for any inconvenience that the wait must have caused you. All right, Stella, please, can you come in for us?
It. I think you can also get in touch via the number, and you'll see why. It's because we have started intensively trying to clear everything in the system. So he can get in touch personally and we see what's lacking and we haven't yet validated him. Thank you.
All right, Nicodemus, I hope this helps, and please do get in touch via the WhatsApp number that has been shared in the group, so your concerns will be addressed appropriately. I can see Ambassador Dennis, your hands are up, and then Aga Sembe. So I'll take Ambassador Dennis if it's the old hands or the new one, so you can please speak.
Yeah, Fifi, thank you. Long time.
Yes, a long time.
Yeah, been a while. All right, so thank you so much, like I said previously. But one thing I would like to understand is that we won't benefit from our software donation from TechSoup. But at the end of the day, our organization weren't able to use it. We never had a understanding of it, so we lost everything that was donated to us. So I don't know, how can TechSoup West Africa reconcile that for us?
Okay, so Dennis, if I understand clearly, you are asking if TechSoup can reconcile the lost opportunity you had getting after
Yes,
software donation,
yes,
right?
yeah, that's one. And two, I also sending a request for a new website help. We already have a website,
okay,
and at least we need maybe some training on improving it to make it better, add other feature. How can Waxy and TechSoup help us in that direction? But the Office 365 we have the interest, and I would like to really, have a deeper understanding of it along with my staff as well. Thank you.
all right, Dennis. Thank you very much. These questions are well noted. Stella, if you want to address Ambassador Dennis.
Okay, thank you, Fifi and Dennis. So, Dennis, normally, even though the TechSoup program is there, we give donation and all that, we have specific projects sometimes that we embark on where we send call for application out, the organization apply, and we give them specific tools. So I'm sure that's one we are talking about. And unfortunately, for those kind of projects, once organization lose the opportunity to benefit from that, it's difficult to go back because it's a specific project. We are done, we write report, send it to the donor. But again, since this program is also, it's there forever for you to request for, you can go through the proper channel, request again, you can, the number that was in the chat, you can get to it. And for the training you are requesting for to maximize the use of your website, you can get in touch and we'll see how best we can support you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stella. So I hope, Dennis, you have solutions to how you can go about your problems now. I'm going to take just two more people, which is Aga and then Ismail. We are a bit past our time. So please, when you are given opportunity, if you can be a bit snappy with your problems so we can wrap up. And for every other person who has questions and concerns, you can address it via the WhatsApp number that has been sent in the group. So please take notes and then save the number, and that will be really helpful. So Aga, please, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much for this very enriching training. My question is about the renewal of the subscriptions that you just presented. If we take business premium, for instance, and how long does it run? I want to imagine that it's for a year, it's annually. So when we come to the end of that subscription, are we still able to renew based on the same rates? And that's the first part of my question. And I'm asking this question because last year we actually bought or got a Zoom package from TechSoup, from Waxy, and we paid less, But when it was time to renew, when it came to an end and we had to renew, realized that the money was higher. So we're not really clear if it was due to the dollar exchange rate at the time, or it was simply because the rate had gone up. So would like to be clarified on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Aga. So I want to, the issue are two different issues, and I would like to take them one by one. So for the Microsoft 365, you mentioned if it's possible to renew. Yes, of course. If you pay for the 1 year subscription, after 1 year, you receive a month to the 1 year, you receive a prompt to let you know that your license will be expiring soon. You should make payments. And 3 days to the expiring period, you receive invoice to make payments. So once you make payments, you let us know via mail and we'll renew. That's one. So you ask if it's the same rate. Microsoft, if Microsoft hasn't changed the price during the course of the year, you will still pay the same thing. But even if the price changes, normally they just add like $0.5, $0.6 to it. So if it has increased, you have to pay the increment. However, once you pay for a year, you have something we call price. It's like the price is locked. So if you pay, so you pay, if assuming the license was $1 and you pay for 1 year, even if you pay in January and in February, the license has increased, we don't ask you to pay again till the 1 year period has expired before. When you are going to make payment for the next one, you make payments again. That's one. So for the Zoom, what we do is you get a 50% discount through TechSoup. Then with the discount, you make payment on the Zoom platform and makes you pay half the amount you are supposed to pay. So assuming you pay for, you are paying for a package that is $300, because you get the 50% discount from TechSoup, instead of $300, you pay $150. Now, after a year, if you want to renew, you don't go automatically from Zoom to pay. If you go to Zoom to pay, you are going to pay the $300 in full. You are supposed to come back to TechSoup and get a 50% discount again. And then you use the discount code to make payments on Zoom again. And funny enough, last year, the discount used to be $34. But now it has even been reduced. It's now $18 to get the discount. So once you use the $18, you pay $18, you get the discount. No matter what you are paying on Zoom, even if it's $5,000, you are supposed to pay. Once you use the $18 discount code that you get on TechSoup, you pay half of it. I hope that is clear enough. So please, Ada, if you want to pay, you want to renew your Zoom license, you have to get the discount again before you make payment on Zoom to make your discount count. Thank you very much. I hope that's helpful. Hi, Fifi and Aga, I hope that's helpful. I think if I'm still audible, I think we'll take Ismail. Yes. Okay, Fifi.
Thank you very much, Stella, for for the breakdown. That was really helpful. And I hope Aga's concerns have been addressed. Please, I saw people requesting for us to share the WhatsApp number again. It has been shared again in the group. Kindly save it, and then you can direct all your questions and concerns to that number, and they will respond to you accordingly. I think I will take the last person, which is Ismail. The floor is yours, please, and let's try and be snappy with our concerns.
Okay.
Ismail, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you please hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Yeah, this is just a quick question I wanted to ask regarding the Microsoft 360. I think somewhere last year, November, we had an email from one Randy Ousu Ansa entry from the digital transformation. He's the digital transformation manager. He had
Hello, Ismail. I think we've lost you.
What do you call it?
Ismail, can you come back? Can you? We lost you at we had one gentleman. Can you repeat that if you can hear me, please? Okay, I think we lost Ismail. So, dear colleagues and participants, friends, thank you very much for joining this session. You know, it's been long. I wish we could respond to everybody's question. I can see more questions coming in and people's hands are raised up. We really appreciate the time and the interest in joining and registering for this webinar or this information session. Please fill the form so you can always have all the information about the Microsoft 365 and packages and promotions that will be running throughout the whole year. Be the first to know. So kindly fill the form and also save the WhatsApp number. And I think we'll bring everything to a close here. And I would like to thank all of us once more, and TechSoup West Africa and WATSI for making this possible for all of us to, participate and learn and share information and our experiences. And like I said, one last time, please make sure you fill the form and you save the WhatsApp number. So until then, thank you and goodbye.